And now, WDEF TV 12 presents In Color Live Wrestling from our studios at 3300 South Broad Street. To tell you about the action, here's Harry Thornton.
Hi there. Welcome to Live Wrestling right here in the middle of the afternoon, 2 o'clock. Wrestling time today because of a special football game that will be coming on a bit later on this afternoon. So you folks who we may have caught a little by surprise, if you get on the phone and call your neighbors and tell them we are on with our regular wrestling program, and we'll have some fine wrestling coming up. Bob Ward starting for his team. Bob Ward, look at that, runs right into trouble.
Probably one of the fondest memories of my childhood was the day that I got to come to this studio to watch live wrestling. And I got to see my hero, Jackie Fargo. Nick Goulas was here. Harry Thornton was the announcer. The wrestlers would come in through those big steel doors over there and just, shout at the crowd, and we would all, boo and hiss or yay, and they would interact with the crowd, but they would come in and grab glasses of water and fling it over there, and the crowd would go crazy. And, it was a great amount of fun.
Harry Thornton got in the wrestling business back in 1959 at the Auditorium.
He could play the game that this is a sport, or this is honest and so forth, and he could just grin and laugh just like anybody else, knowing that the match was probably fixed.
Thornton and Goulas figured they could see more tickets if they put some matches on TV. They brought the show to Channel 12 in 1966, and it was a smash hit, with fans lining up early on Saturday to get in for the show. But it wasn't easy putting on a newscast with wrestlers just down the hall.
And I remember as an 18-year-old girl just being dumbfounded. I'd see all these masses of men and all this testosterone walking down the hallway. And they'd be in those little Speedos that probably will be illegal today. But they would come in and they try to mess with me. And so right before my weathercast, they would come in and they would take Coke bottles and shake them up and spray my weatherboard. And then they'd all sit around while I had to clean up all the mess. They messed with me a lot.
The biggest names in wrestling walked into our ring. Tojo, Andre the Giant, Jackie Fargo, and some of the kids in those bleachers grew up to enter the ring themselves. So what was it like for them? We invited 3 legends from the past to return to the place where they got their start.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is where we was at.
The desk was here. Because I remember my first angle, I had to come out nervous, scared to death, 19-year-old punk kid.
I remember my first time being here, be just like you, being scared to death, walking out here.
Boy, you talking about scared? They put me in the ring, hey, with a wild man.
Here it is.
Hey, with this wild man, look here. Hey, my very first match, Abdullah the Butcher. Man, I said, man,
that's TV 12, right, Larry?
Right here in this ring. I walked out here, man, I thought, man, hey, what am I doing? I said, this man 3 times bigger than me. And I was just young then, too. So I crawled up in that ring, boy. When I got up in that ring, I said, I'm going to get him. Well, about the time I did, he done had me down on the floor. I was bleeding. I beat me to death.
You got the scar to show that?
You got the scar.
Where's it at?
Look at his glasses. Look at that. Look there.
That's it. I lived in Trenton at the time, Trenton, Georgia. Before that, I bet I called everybody I knew. Hey, man, I'm going to be on TV. What?
I was always standing around here hoping it was somebody that I knew from my neighborhood here in Chattanooga that would come to the matches.
And I said, yeah, kid, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. Only thing we did was lay down on the mat, this right here, all day long. All day long. I'd pull his hair, he'd fight up, I'd pull his hair. It was a great match. He won, of course, but it was a great match, and I had a ball.
Next week I'd come in, Nick say, boy, he said, wear a mask in here. He put me in a mummy outfit. Man, I was covered up all over. I come walking in, doing the mummy deal like I got out of the car, and doing this right here. People looked up and said, oh, that's Larry Cheatham. How you know that? You don't know nothing.
All young guys went through the tradition of having to wrestle the bear.
He had a thing, he'd get in the ring, first thing he'd do is use the bathroom in the corner. Then he'd take his opponent, and I don't know, I think they trained him, try to pick you up, throw you in the wet spot.
And there was 3 guys that challenged the bear. And one time the guy had, the bear has a muzzle on. So the guy, one of the third guy, I'll never forget him, he was a tall, slender guy, and he kicks the bear in the muzzle twice, real hard. Well, about 30 seconds later, we hear this real loud sound coming from him. Ow! You know what I mean? That bear done got him back.
Now this new wrestling they got, if you ain't got a body, you can't wrestle. Look at Jackie Fargo. Look at the Green Brothers. Hey, they look like barroom brawlers. You know, they would come here to Channel 12. People were scared of them.
You have a good match, it makes you feel good, you work hard. And back then, you were in shape, you were in the gym every day.
Yeah.
You know, the body was there, the slams didn't hurt, the elbows didn't hurt, and now we're all getting older and everything hurts, brother.